Welcome to Leith Hill Place. When I took on the role of being visitor operations manager here at this house, I knew right from the beginning that it was going to be a big challenge. But in actual fact, it's taken me on the most amazing journey. This house is dripping with history. The first and the most important thing for me is that it was the childhood home of the great English composer Ralph Vaughan Williams. But he was also a member of the Wedgwood family of pottery fame. And so we immediately have those two very interesting connections. But then thirdly, his great uncle was Charles Darwin, who often used to visit here, and he did some experiments with earthworms in the grounds. So you can see that there are three fantastic things that we can hang stories on, and three reasons that people would want to come and visit. The term blank canvas was bandied around a lot when I first took on the role, and it certainly is that. But for me, it's a really exciting challenge. I started here in February 2013, and one of the first things we had to do was to do a really quick renovation because the house was looking incredibly neglected. For the last 40 years or so, it's been tenanted as a boarding school for boys, and so the fabric of the building had really suffered. So we did a quick lick of paint around, things like in this room you can see it's just been refreshed, but it's not a proper conservation job. So it was all done very quickly from February until the time we opened, which was in the end of July. One of my really strong aspirations was to fill this house with music, because I think that would be really honouring the legacy of Vaughan Williams, who gave it to the Trust. Of course, I couldn't do all this on my own, so the first thing I had to do was to recruit a really great team of volunteers. And the people around here have just been amazing. They've really bought into the idea of coming in at something at the ground level, and there's lots and lots of people in the local community who've wanted to get involved. So a lot of the renovation was done by volunteers. People really love the informality of a visit to Leith Hill Place. They can walk in, they can almost feel like it's their own house. They can come in, they can sit on the sofa, they can play the piano, and they can really take the visit at their own speed. And I think people really appreciate that, the sense that they can get an emotional response to the house, and they can also take the visit at completely their own pace. And the other thing that we've done is to really try and put the heart back into the home by opening up the kitchen to visitors. So we have volunteer bakers that go in there and whip up amazing cakes and cookies, and people can wander in there, have a chat to them, sample some of the things that they've been baking that day, and then they just give us a donation for their tea and coffee and their refreshments. We even allow people to bring their dogs in, and this has gone down extremely well as well and adds to the informality of the visit. We built this opening of Leith Hill Place as a trial season. So what have we learnt? Here was a house that was completely empty, with no collection at all, and it was really feeling quite dilapidated and unloved. And in only 4 months, we've managed to recruit all these volunteers who have come in and been so passionate and enthusiastic about it, and we've opened it up to the public. And it was all about managing expectations. We said to people right from the beginning, through the publicity and also through the volunteer recruitment process, that this was not going to be the finished article. This was going to be coming in at the ground level and watching a journey, a house in transition. And I think that's what's really captured people's imaginations and made them want to get involved and want to visit. It's been fantastic, and I've loved every minute of it.